Good morning, Birmingham. It is Dixon inviting on Talk 99.5 and Talk99.5.com. It is a brutal, brutal Monday morning. I mean, it is really, really chilly out there. Not as bad as it could be, of course, but still less than pleasant. 47 for a high today. Going to be dry. Tomorrow, we're looking at a partly cloudy skies, 45. Wednesday, 54. So things warm up. But the moisture comes in Wednesday through Saturday, chance of rain.
26 degrees
Woo!
right now.
Woo!
26.
Woo!
It is cold. If you've been out in it,
Yeah.
just from the car into the building today, usually not a big deal, but today I was like, it is really cold.
I borrowed a van from some friends to help another friend move, and so I'm driving that this morning. We're returning it today.
Yeah, how's
But
that? Not
the
quite like the pickup truck. Huh?
no. In fact, it's like driving a Maytag box on wheels.
And probably hard to heat up.
The
huh?
windshield was frozen over this morning when I got in, and I was just like, oh boy, we're just going to sit here for a while because I couldn't put it in the garage. It's too long for the
Yeah,
garage.
too
So I was
big.
like, okay, we'll just sit here and shiver while we wait for the windshield to defrost.
Mm.
And eventually it did, and I got on my way, and then I realized I'd left my boiled eggs on the kitchen counter, and I had to turn around
back
and
to
go
that.
back.
Oh, no.
Yeah, made me a little bit
Yeah,
late this morning, but
it's
yeah.
funny you said that because I had to make myself a little sticky note.
Yeah.
Put it right on the door because
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times I've gone out the door. It actually made it all the way to work going, I forgot breakfast.
yeah.
I forgot food.
If I had left them in the refrigerator, it would have been okay. I would have been fine. I would have been
Yeah.
like, okay, well, we just won't have one this morning. But knowing that they were sitting out on the kitchen table, I was like, those will be bad by the time I get home, and they will stink the place up. And
Oh, sure.
let's turn around and go back and get these things. And all right, it's okay. I
And
usually
it's a
get-
holiday. Look,
Yeah.
not as many people on the road.
That's true.
You
Yeah.
can take your time.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day,
Yes,
by
it
the
is.
way. I have a dream that someday people will take a day off in my name. I
Really?
hope that happens.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
don't really?
No.
You don't see
I
a
don't
Richard
think you-
Dixon
I don't
Day
think you
happening?
should hold your breath on that one.
No kidding.
You might die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for nothing. That's that
You
hurts.
know what I'm saying?
Why you gotta
I'm just, saying.
pee all over my
It's
dream like
okay.
that? That's not cool.
This morning for me
Wow.
with a new house, I was like, garbage out? No garbage out. I
Yeah.
don't know what to do.
Oh yeah.
It's 50-50 shot in the neighborhood as I was leaving. Well, there are some houses that have their cans out. Which is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get a note from Waste Management.
Do you really?
They tell me.
That's nice.
They're like, yeah, it's not going to affect you at all. You'll be fine.
I
Go
would
ahead.
like to get one of those notes.
Oh, by the way, you owe us $108 for the last 3 months of garbage pickup. Oh, thanks.
There you go.
$108.
Oof, that's a lot of money.
It is.
for that little arm to go out
Yeah.
and put. And I'm like,
Exactly.
seriously, dude,
Yeah.
that should be like a buck a time.
My
right?
favorite is when I put the garbage out and the recycling out, and the truck comes up and just throws them both in the same truck. I'm
yeah.
like,
Why
okay,
bother?
it's pretty obvious that you guys are not that serious about your recycling. Why should I be? I should just be throwing it all away. Why am I bothering? I'm trying to save the planet here.
You're alone.
Yeah, apparently so. Hey, Alabama Tree Pros, 308-4158. You know, when the weather gets cold, sometimes trees will come down. Sometimes you get a really frigid morning, and branches will contract and crack and just fall right off the tree. I've seen it happen in my own yard. It could happen to you. Before that happens, it might be a good idea to get Alabama Tree Pros out to come out, maybe take that limb off and remove it surgically and correctly so that it does not fall on anything like your fence, your house, your car, across the road, down on the power lines, etc., etc., etc. Whether it's one branch, a big trim up, or the entire tree coming down and the stump being ground into the ground, they do it all at Alabama Tree Pros, 308-4158, 308-4158, alabamatreepros.com online. These guys are less expensive than the others. They're fast, they're expert, they're safe, they're really good at what they do. They're the only ones I trust with my trees. They're the only ones you should trust. alabamatreepros.com, 308-4158. Now let's do this.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Things heated up in Minnesota over the weekend as a bunch of protesters marched into a sanctuary in St. Paul because they heard a rumor that one of the pastors involved in the church had ties to ICE, so they disrupted the Sunday service. Okay, this is the point at which you just go, y'all are on the wrong side of this by a lot, okay? 70+% of the people that have been picked up in Minneapolis have been not just illegal immigrants, but have committed other heinous crimes, sex crimes, drunk driving, hitting people, et cetera, attempted murder. These are bad, bad people that they have let off and not held for ICE. And 70+% of those that are being picked up. Now, the other, 28% are just illegal immigrants. That's the only reason that they're getting picked up. But you know what? They're also here illegally and need to be sent home so they can maybe do it the right way. But yeah, this is what's going on in Minneapolis. And there's a lot of people that are trying to stop ICE from picking up the bad guys. I don't understand it.
Yeah, there's even some footage, and maybe you have seen this video where there's an ICE agent that rolls his window down with some agitators that are trying to stop him from doing his job. He's like, I'm trying to get to that house right there to arrest somebody that is an illegal immigrant that has sexually assaulted a child.
Yes, pedophile.
Could you get out of my way?
Yeah.
And he's just like, really? You're going to try to stop me from getting
Yep.
a person that is sexually assaulting children?
You want to protect the
and
pedophile.
you're okay with that?
Really? You want to protect the pedophile? Is that
My
the plan here?
Lord.
Well, the Pentagon has ordered about 1,500 active duty soldiers in Alaska to prepare for a possible deployment to Minnesota, the site of the large protests. U.S. Army placed the units on prepare to deploy orders in case violence in the Midwestern state escalates. Donald Trump has not yet called the Insurrection Act into being, and yet is still prepared to do so should this continue and elevate and escalate in Minnesota. And interestingly, they look like they think he's bluffing. He's not. Really?
No.
When was the last time you saw the man bluff?
I hadn't seen
Last
it yet.
time you saw him bluff?
No.
I would say you probably need to be a little bit more careful about this. That whole Trump always chickens out thing that they tried to get going a few months ago, and then, of course, he actually imposed the tariffs, and then he managed to work out deals with all these countries. You guys, you don't know how to stop being wrong, do you? You don't know how to stop
They're
being
on the
wrong.
wrong side of things time and time again.
Yeah, it's really quite amazing. Donald Trump has revealed his choice for Alabama's next U.S. Senator, giving his endorsement to Barry Moore. Yep. Trump said Moore is an American first patriot who has been with me since the beginning, which is very nice. Barry Moore, of course, second congressional district here in Alabama?
I think it's first.
First
District
congressional
number
district,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
That's down in the southern part of the state. He's going to have a little problem with name recognition in a statewide race.
I would say that.
But,
do you believe that Steve Marshall has better name recognition, or maybe even Jared Hudson at this point than Barry Moore?
Hudson around here mostly because he
Birmingham.
ran for
Jefferson County
he ran
Sheriff's
for Jefferson
deputy.
County Sheriff at one
Yeah.
point, so he had a lot of signs around,
Yeah.
and he did the media tour thing. But I think Steve Marshall definitely he's won a statewide race already, so that certainly helped. Then he had that really horrible situation with his now deceased wife, and then he got married again and has been a fairly active attorney general. I would say he's got better name recognition. I'm not going to say he's going to win. I'm just going to say he's got better name recognition on a statewide basis. You have to drop about $5 million to get really good name recognition in the state. And Barry Moore is very well known in the southern part of the state. In Huntsville, they're like, Barry Moore, was that black singer who did Love to Love You? But no, that would be Barry White you're thinking of. I'm sorry. It's a different guy. So I hope that he is able to make some headway. It's a good four-person race here, and that's healthy.
Yeah, and nice. I'm sure he's very excited that Donald Trump has given him his the endorsement. But I don't know how much that will influence the election based on who's running for a Senate seat.
I think the one thing that I would like to see come out of this more than anything is a lot of advertising dollars out of these people spent on
our
Talk
radio
99.5.
station. Yes,
Could
that
we
would
get
be
that
good. Yeah, that
to
would be
happen?
very nice.
That would be lovely. If we could make that happen, that would be like the bestest thing ever. All right, my computer's given up on me. I've got an entire website here that I'm trying to look at.
Well,
that is
how
just
about
not-
snow? We'll go with that story.
Okay.
How about that snow?
Give me the snow.
In parts of Alabama on Saturday morning. We didn't see any of that here in central
No.
Alabama, but Mississippi got some.
How about that?
Alabama got it.
Yeah.
Florida got it.
Yeah.
And Georgia got it.
Come on.
Troy, Dothan, Pensacola, some other cities, they showed a little bit of, snow flurry action down on the beaches, which, again, is pretty exciting to see because it's so darn rare. But how wild that about this time last year,
Yep.
because a lot of the old photos popped up from 2025. I saw one, it was like they were like, "Oh, it snowed at the beach." I was like, "That's last year's picture. That's not this year's picture."
Right.
But anyways, it was something to see because it's not very often that they get it.
No,
I mean, we don't get snow that often in central Alabama, much
No.
less down at the beach.
we do not.
So that was really kind of cool to have them experience
I'm
that.
glad they got a piece of it. They got to
Yeah.
put a little make little tiny snow people,
Itty bitty.
little tiny
It was. It
snowballs.
was just,
Have a, yeah.
Troy had,
Yeah.
dusting on all the cars. and,
Dusting.
Yeah, I think they were able to make itty bitty snowmen.
We'll
like
take it.
little small ones.
Right. And then they were able to
And that was it.
oh, well, we're not going to church today.
That's your excuse.
That's exactly
That's your
right.
story. And you're sticking with
God wants me to stay in bed.
it.
It's the experience I'm getting. When the snow falls or the rain falls or the weather gets really cold like this, the bugs just want to get inside. That's all they want. They want to be inside where the food and the TV is, and they want to hang out with you, and they want to eat your the stuff you have set up for tonight's championship game. All that food, that layout that you have, they are so ready to go after that spread. This is why you need Mr. Bugs to come out and lay down the barrier to keep them from getting inside. Kill the bugs that are inside. Everything they use is safe for kids and pets. That's important. And they're very serious about their job to the point where they say, look, we'll come by, we'll spray. If in a couple of weeks you still see a bug, you call us, we'll come back, we'll do it again, no charge. Very important to us that you be completely satisfied with the service that you are getting. Once a month, once every other month, once every 3 months, whatever. They do commercial stuff as well. Interestingly, commercial people, they don't like to talk about their pest control because it gives the impression that maybe they have pests. Got news for you, everybody has pests, but they don't want to talk about it. But if you own a business and you need a pest control company, you couldn't do better than Mr. Bugs. MRBUGGS.com statewide at 844-MRBUGGS. That's right, I said statewide. Mr. Bugs, they know what bugs you. 620 Talk 99.5, Talk 995.com. How about this huge train collision in Spain? 39 dead, 150 plus hurt. You had a high-speed rail train jump the tracks and hit an oncoming train going the other direction.
Oh, that's
so
really bad.
Yeah, one of the trains ended up going down into a ravine, and people got thrown. They said bodies were thrown 100 feet out the window. That's truly awful stuff. Now, you don't really hear about high-speed rail crashes very often. Rail tends to be a lot safer than other ways that you could travel, even high-speed rail. But this was one situation where things went horribly, horribly wrong. Sad to see it. 39 dead, 150 plus injured. Pray for those people. 621 with Dixon and Vining, and what is a relatively cool morning, 26 degrees right now. Parrott Structural Services, parrottss.com, 668-2626. You want them to come out and get your foundation back up where it needs to be. These are the guys that you can count on because they are trustworthy, they are honest, they are full of integrity and experience. That's why they say get a structural engineer to back them up. You know, they want to make sure that you are comfortable with what it is they are telling you. And if you're not, getting a structural engineer is the best possible way to do that because you're going to pay somebody who's going to come out and give you the straight skinny, and then you're going to have Parrott Structural go ahead and implement the fix. And they will. ParrottSS.com, 668-2626, licensed, bonded, insured, E-Verify compliant. Made some chili last night. I made it yesterday morning. Yeah. And, woof, man, good stuff as always. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. I never actually have measured spices going into the chili ever.
Yeah, no need to, right?
No, it's just you measure that with your heart.
Taste it a little bit. Yeah. Oh, that tastes perfect.
Yeah, I made it in the crock pot this time. I make it on the stove sometimes. I make it in the crock pot. I was busy yesterday, so I said I'll make it in the morning and let it sit in the crock pot all day.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I did a turkey breast in the crock pot.
Yeah?
Yeah, I needed some more of that in my life.
Yeah.
Some green beans and got some broccoli going and sweet potatoes.
Oh, love the broccoli.
Yeah, it was a good meal yesterday.
Big fan.
Yum. It was delicious.
Yeah, I helped this friend move over the weekend. Lots of up and down and moving and shucking and driving and going.
How you
and
feeling today?
I'm a little sore. I'm a little bit sore. Yeah.
That's good though, huh?
Yeah.
It's good for you.
Well, it is good for you.
And you help somebody, which is awesome.
I'm not in I don't belong to a gym right now, so this is the gym.
That's okay. Whatever it takes, you know.
Helping people move things is my new gym. It's how I roll.
Works your legs and your back and your arms.
Yeah.
You may be more sore tomorrow.
I probably will be, to be honest with you.
Somebody will be like, oh, I can't move, Al.
Tonight, my big plan is to sit down and watch a national championship game. That's the big plan.
Are you going to stay up for the whole thing?
I don't know. I'll take a nap when I get home today, so hopefully I can stay up a little later than usual. But supposedly it starts at 6:30, but I'm betting it doesn't kick off at 6:30.
No, probably closer to 7.
Yeah.
You watch.
7 would be good.
I'm going to try to do the same thing, nap.
Yeah.
And then I think it will depend. It's going to depend upon how the game is. If it's a blowout at halftime, I'm going to bed. I'm not going to invest any more time. And that'll be the game where they come back and they end up winning
it.
Yeah. Whichever team it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. Or if it's just not exciting. If it's one of those games, it's just like.
Yeah. How would it not be exciting? You're talking about the two best teams.
You know, sometimes you think a matchup is
Yeah.
This is going to be great, and then it's
like
look
Indiana
at Indiana
and the Ducks.
Oregon.
Yeah,
it was just like you thought this was going to be a really close game.
Everybody thought that was going to be a tight one and a good one, and it did not turn out to be that way. Miami had a tougher time with Ole Miss, and one has to say, if Indiana were to win this thing, Alabama could feel a little vindicated, like, okay, we lost, but we lost to the best team in the country. We lost to a team that didn't lose to anybody all year long, that's sort of my thought process behind. I'm like, okay, I'm a fan of theirs. I want to go. Let's root for them to go ahead and win the whole thing.
There's a reason to root for both, even if you have no skinny in the game, like you're not a Miami fan or from Miami or Indiana, and all of that. They both have their own really unique stories, and that Indiana is undefeated, right? Never been there. This is like, oh my gosh, what is Indiana's football team doing in the national championship? Kind of exciting.
Yep.
This would be neat to see them win it. On the other hand, you have Miami, hasn't been there in a while.
Long time.
And they're seated number 10, can they defeat somebody as tough as Indiana? And that would be an amazing story too.
They're able to pull that off, they were on the bubble, barely made it. There was a question about them or Notre Dame, and finally they end up in. It's
I
like,
guess
okay,
they
that's
gave
kind of
Notre Dame
exciting.
some shut-up juice is what they did
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. I mean, look, they've been doing great. They've managed to win their way. They won their way into the position that they're in
Yeah. Well,
right now.
or Notre Dame would say, yeah, but if we were there, we should be there. We would be in the national
We'd be there.
championship.
We'd be winning this. You don't know. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Excuse me. Never really have any idea of exactly what would be happening. The woulda, coulda, shoulda thing will get you. It cost Hugh Freeze his job. The whole we're so close, we're so close. You have to stop being close. You have to actually win some. This losing by 2 points, losing by 4 points, losing by a touchdown in the final seconds, not good enough, Hugh.
No.
You're going to have to step up. We'll see if Alex Golesh can make a difference over there at Auburn. And Kalen DeBoer is on his way. He's doing very well. I don't understand these people who are picking on him. But anyway, Molly Robinson will be in a couple of hours.
Well, they want perfection by the second season is what they want.
It's true.
They want perfection.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Why aren't we playing for the national championship?
Yeah.
Folks, it might just take a little bit.
Yeah,
it might
does.
just take a little while.
Yeah, and it's
and
a
if you
whole
don't
new
have
world.
Kalen DeBoer, who?
Yeah.
Who?
No. NIL's a whole new world as well.
Oh, you're
Transfer
not
portal
kidding.
and all that stuff, making it a little bit more difficult. Also had band practice on Saturday. We are playing at the Sugar Creek Music Club coming up on Saturday the 30th or 31st. It's one of those, whatever it is, the last Saturday of the month of January.
Yeah.
We'll be playing. And so we basically pulled out a whole bunch of stuff that we haven't played in forever.
Is that fun?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it's we're tight enough now, having played together for 5 years, that you kind of go into, your body goes into memory mode. You've played so much of this stuff, even when you haven't played it in 5 years, you're like, oh yeah, I remember this one. We got it down. So sounded pretty good. Bass player couldn't make the cut; he was not there. And the horn section, God bless the horn section. They're all 80. Wow. They're like 80, 70. One of them's 82.
amazing.
One of them is 76, I want to
Yeah.
say. And you go like, okay, we're not going to practice on Sunday. We're practicing on Saturday. Okay, all right, we'll be there. None of them show up. I was like, yeah, I don't know why I expected this. I kind of figured this was going to be the case. And I don't know. I wasn't home yesterday, but I wouldn't be surprised if horn players showed up on my door. Hey, where's the practice? What's go? You're like, check the text thing. We did a whole text thing about this. Remember texting? Do you have a phone, Grandpa? Sign the papers. Why won't you sign the papers, Grandpa? We need your car keys.
Oh,
No, I love them.
never want to do that.
They're fantastic. They're super, super talented. It's
They got to have a way to get to the gig, Richard.
I know.
Don't take those away.
Yeah,
You'll have to
don't
go
take-
get them.
Maybe their children can drive them. When you hear a band with a horn section that's really tight, for me, I always thought, oh, somebody had to draw a chart up for these guys, that they had sitting on the music stand, and they, actually were reading the music as it was. No, these guys, they're just like, oh yeah, we know that. You can go, hey, we're gonna play Ray Charles, Hallelujah, I Love Her. Oh yeah, we got that down. And then they'll play it perfectly, and you're like, you're not even looking at anything. How are you doing this?
My memory.
We played this back in 55. I think it's good.
55.
It's good that I remember it from 5 years ago. You're remembering it from 65, 70 years ago. Very impressive. Good job.
They were just 10 at the time.
Yes, exactly. I mean,
Good time.
that's the stuff that really sticks with you.
Mhm.
6:30, Dixon Divining Talk, 99.5 Talk, 99.5.com. Donald Trump threatening tariffs on European countries that don't want us to have Greenland. We'll dig into that just a little bit. That was some breaking news over the weekend. Don't go away.
634, Dixon and Vining at Talk 99.5, talk995.com. And now on YouTube, folks, you can see us there, Real Talk 995 TV. A lot of you hitting us up. Where are you on YouTube? Real Talk 995 TV is where you can check us out. Very cold out there this morning, 26 degrees right now. That is downright cold, and it will be for much of the morning until that sun comes up, and we'll get up to about 47 today, which won't be too bad. Just bundle up if you got to be out this morning. Many of you with the day off, MLK Day.
Yep.
So appreciate you being with us. Hey, also a very good day, if maybe you do have the day off, to get in touch with Daniel at Noble Contractors for any issues you may have with your gutters. Anytime we get rain, well, usually that's the reminder of, oh gosh, I meant to call Noble Contractors. Well, today really is a good day. 205-422-3034. What do you got going on at the house? Maybe you got a neighbor that you need to tell him about Noble Contractors and Daniel so he can come out and fix whatever's going on. Now, what happens a lot of times if you've got gutters on your house, there is wood behind the gutters, and it can rot, and then the gutter comes off. And then you're like, well, I've got two problems here. I got to fix the carpentry there, the wood, replace it before I can put the gutter back up. Well, guess who does that? Daniel at Noble Contractors, a veteran of the military and just one of the nicest guys you'll meet and one of the most honest guys you'll meet. So if you need gutters, gutter repair, gutter covers for your new gutters, all of that can happen. Free estimate available to you. Get an estimate from Daniel. Go ahead and get estimates from other companies. You'll be like, I understand. Daniel can do it for a lot less, and indeed he can. So call him today. Look him up online. Find out more about him on Facebook. He's got a bunch of pictures there of work that he's done, Noble Contractors, or go to noblecontractorsala.com. Here's his number again. Call him today for any gutter need that you have. This should be your gutter guy, 205-422-3034.
All right, so Donald Trump over the weekend threatened to impose 10% tariffs on goods from Denmark, Germany, the UK, France, and other European countries starting February 1st. The rate will rise to 25% on June 1st unless a deal is reached for the U.S. to purchase Greenland. Lengthy post on Truth Social. Trump said the targeted countries have benefited for years from U.S. trade terms and security protections and claimed world peace is at stake as China and Russia seek influence over Greenland, a semi-autonomous Danish territory. Trump said the tariffs would apply to any and all goods sent to the United States from Denmark, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, and the UK, plus the Netherlands and Finland. He said the duties would remain in place until such time as a deal is reached for the complete and total purchase of Greenland. This is one of those moments when I look at Trump and I go, no, I disagree.
Yeah,
I think that's a bad idea.
It has a bad feel to it, doesn't it?
It feels like a bullying tactic, and the fact is he is there's lots of different ways to exert pressure on these guys. There are ways that don't involve publicly threatening tariffs, you know. I think this should all be done through back channels. I think you should kind of quietly and you know, I realize that no matter how you do it, whatever pressure it is you're applying, it still comes across as a threat, you know, because there's no other way to look at it. You're kind of explaining to people, this is a very nice country you have here. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to it, you know. But you know, essentially that's the game that you're playing. But you do that through back channels. You don't do it like publicly on the world stage where everyone can go, well, Donald Trump is just being a bully and being mean and being terrible, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
It comes across a little bit like a bully when we say we're going to take Greenland, and now you've kind of upped the ante with this 10% tariff, right?
Sure.
And I just don't know that this is the right way to go about it. You know, let's talk with those in Denmark and see if we can come to some kind of an agreement or terms.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about giving them money and that sort of thing. Whatever it takes. But certainly it is an important territory so that China and Russia don't get Greenland. You know, I wonder sometimes, it must take a really special person to live in Greenland.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you could pay me to live in Greenland.
I would not live
because
there
I don't
for
like
long.
the cold that much.
You'd have to really
love the cold, right?
Hey, everybody's got a price.
That's true, and that's a good point, Steve. Everybody does have a price. That's
I
where.
guess so.
That's why you go to Denmark and you go. I mean, you know the old story. The guy approaches the woman, says, "Would you sleep with me for $1 million?" She says, Well, I mean, $1 million, I think I could probably swing that. He says, what about $50? What kind of a girl do you think I am? Oh, we've established that. Now we're just haggling over the price. If you go to Denmark and you go $10 trillion,
Yeah.
10 trillion, that sounds like a lot. Okay, how about 1 trillion? Wait a minute. No, now you've already established that you're willing to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're haggling over the price.
Right.
What's it going to take for you?
Well, you said 10.
Yeah.
I'm not settling for 1.
Okay, well, then let's talk about
How about
what?
two?
Two
No,
and a half,
not enough.
3,
You
whatever.
said 10. You
What does it
said
take?
you offered 10 like you
Yes,
had
I know.
10.
Now I'm taking it away.
No.
I'm taking that offer off the table.
That'd
That
be like-
It's
offer,
not
that
there
offer was
anymore.
5 seconds ago.
That's
Let's
right.
talk about now.
You should have said yes when you had the opportunity.
10 million, 10 trillion.
Yeah, look, this is, I really do believe that it's doable. And anybody who doesn't believe that China and Russia has been kind of inching in that direction for many, many years now. So there's not really a question
Of whether
about
or not
whether
we, yeah.
not they want
Yeah.
that piece of land or they want to exert some sort of control over it. I don't know if you know this or not, but unlike the United States, Russia doesn't really have a problem with marching into someone else's country with guns and just
No.
taking it over.
Mm.
Maybe you've seen that. It's a little place called Ukraine.
And maybe Denmark,
Yeah.
you don't want that to
Yeah.
happen to you.
Right.
Maybe you'd rather have a country that is friendly
Yeah.
and will be nice and play nice.
And will pay you.
And will pay you, right?
How about that?
Have they thought about that?
Well, and that's the thing that really needs to be taken into consideration here because Denmark is reliant upon the United States to protect Greenland. They're like, they're going to protect Greenland no matter what. I mean, come on. We'll hold on to it. And then if Russia comes in and tries to invade, the United States is going to go protect it. And the U.S. has to say, maybe we won't. How about that? How about maybe we don't protect it? Maybe Russia goes in there and takes over, and now you've lost your territory and you didn't get a dime for it. You seem to think that we're somehow obligated to take care of and protect your territory when we get nothing out of the deal. I don't think we will.
Do you think that discussion has been had with those from Denmark? Do you
I-
think that they've said, hey, here's your options at this point,
Yeah.
Greenland?
I believe that they believe that the United States is bluffing about such things. I think they think it's
Well,
not
do they think
gonna
Russia's
happen.
bluffing? I think Russia eventually, if Trump and the U.S. says, okay, guess what, Greenland, you're on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Russia's marching right on in there and taking it.
I think at the moment Russia's a little tied up. They don't
Yeah.
really have the ability to do that. But that doesn't mean they're always going to be tied up. They
Right.
may very well have the ability to do that somewhere down the line once they finish off with Ukraine, whether that's a peace deal or whether that's complete surrender, whatever the case may be. They will have the manpower and the ability. And by the way, so will China. I mean, China's not doing anything right now. They're keeping an eye on Taiwan, but for the most part, they can get over there and take over. That's why I look at and by the way, we're also protecting Denmark and Germany and all these other countries that don't really have good standing armies. NATO is kind of a joke. It's kind of like the United States and all these other little countries.
Mhm.
And whenever you get a joint NATO operation, it's 90% the United States. Same is true with UN operations. It's 90% the United States. It always has been because we're the powerhouse. We're the guys. We have the money. We have the boots to put on the ground, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And by the way, handing your sovereign power over to another entity to make decisions, as Bill Clinton did with the UN when it came to Kosovo and Bosnia-Herzegovina, horrible idea. Horrible idea. Letting some other general from some other country make the decisions? No. That's not going to happen under Trump, I guarantee it. So what it really comes down to is how do we gently persuade Denmark that it is in their best interest to sell this to us? Now, in radio, we have this cool thing called the LMA. It's a lease management agreement, okay? That means, for instance, I don't know, let's just say that for some reason, another radio station in town will just arbitrarily pick one, Magic 96.5. They start going belly up. They can't keep the
lights on.
Yeah, they're having
the
trouble keeping
signal
it
going.
And so Cumulus goes, hey, listen, we don't want to buy you, but we'll do an LMA, which means we will pay you lease payments and we will take over the radio station and run it. And then maybe somewhere down the line, we'll go ahead and buy it from you if that's something that will work. A lot of times when you have an agreement to purchase a radio station, it takes a long time to finish. It's got to go through FCC requirements, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You'll do an LMA up front because it's faster and easier. And so you'll take over and run the radio station until such time as the purchase goes through. I'm looking at potentially a United States LMA for Greenland. We pay them a certain amount of money. We take control. Denmark still technically owns it in name, but really we're the ones in charge. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is thinking outside the box. We really have to start doing stuff like that. If we can't get Denmark on board,
ease our way into it.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be one way to do it.
I mean, I'm just thinking like there's more than one way to skin this.
And I think Trump knows that.
Disdain.
Yeah, but don't, again, I don't like this 10%.
No.
We're going to tariff.
It smacks of bullying. It smacks of meanness, and I mean, Trump is a bully. Let's not kid ourselves.
He's our bully.
Exactly. He sent thugs in to go pick up Maduro.
That's right.
I mean, we just went in there and snatched the guy and took off him and his wife, and they were like, and you don't have a leader anymore. How about that? So I do believe that this could be finessed a little bit better. But then again, Trump is kind of the master of the carrot and the stick as well. This is the stick. The carrot might be the LMA that he comes up with a little bit later. I don't know. We'll see.
Again, knowing Donald Trump, he wants it and wants it now. He doesn't want to, soft-footed around there.
No.
That's not Donald Trump.
No. When he wants something, he wants it.
Yeah, he wants it now.
Ask Stormy Daniels.
Stop
that.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Lady.
646, Dixon is finding. Stick around. 650 Talk 99.5 Talk 99.5.com. Dixon and Vining. We are on TV. Hello. YouTube.com, Real Talk 995 TV. Join us there all day. It's not just us, it's the whole day's worth of shows on YouTube. You can check us out there if you feel like watching us. You can also just put it on, listen to it on your computer, on your headphones, quick and easy. And then if you feel like skipping over and taking a glance, you know, the goal here would be that eventually we get enough people that are viewing that we can just we can actually have a mime on.
A mime?
Yeah, if we could have a mime on.
How does that work?
I don't know. Just it'd be great to have a mime come on. It'd be great to have a juggler. You know, all the kind of stuff you can't really do on the radio.
You're turning this into a circus, are you?
Absolutely. It's already a circus.
I was going to say.
We've got the clowns.
Oh.
We may as well go ahead and forge on with the rest of it, I say. Hey, such a big hit over the weekend. They decided to extend it. Legends Boat Show again next weekend at Rodney's Marine. This upcoming weekend, it is still at the International Motorsports Hall of Fame in Talladega. They got the new pontoon models from Bennington and StarCraft and Manitou. And, they're going to be big time out there. Same hours as this past weekend. And the Suzuki-powered boats from Rodney's Marine will be on full display.
Yeah, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So if some of you were like, well, I wanted to go to the Legends Boat Show, but I was out of town or something happened that drew you away and you didn't get by, well, now you got another chance. It's pretty exciting. Sea-Doos, Can-Ams, ATVs, so much more. And, of course, the beautiful boats. Rodney's Marine is out there, Suzuki-powered, all kinds of Silver Wave pontoons and Tritoons and StarCraft. It goes on and on. So before you know it, I was just looking, something popped up yesterday that said something about daylight savings time returning in 49 days or something like that. I was like, boom, there you have it. Y'all, 6-7 weeks, we're going to start talking, hey, we're in spring.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get back out on the water. We got to get back out on the boat. But if you don't have a boat, right now is the time to get yourself a great deal. Rodney's Marine, and again, the Legends Boat Show, again, this coming weekend. It was so good, they want to continue it. So this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, get to the International Motorsports Hall of Fame at Talladega and take advantage of these tremendous deals that are going to be going on.
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Rodney's Marine, of course, always open.
Yep.
Right there, Highway 231. And beautiful Cropwell, those Suzuki-powered pontoons and Tritoons are on sale there as well. Alabama has the third highest residential monthly electric bills in the country. Do you know that? We average $173 a month, which doesn't sound bad to me. I would take that. My electric bill is generally hovering around $200, $220 in the summer months when the AC is cranked because of that big old, that's 3,000 square feet, man. It'll drift toward the 400s. It'll get up into the 370s sometimes. I do like it cool. I'm not going to lie. I do like it a little on the cool side.
That's all good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, $173 is not bad. According to a data from the U.S. Energy Information Administration.
That's a mouthful.
The EIA. Mm-hmm. The cold temperatures, one Birmingham woman says her bill was more than tripled. Robin Moss, who lives alone in Birmingham West End, paid just over $200 for her power bill in November.
That seems high.
The next month, her bill jumped to over $500. Now she faces a nearly $1,000 power bill for January.
No, something's terribly wrong.
Something's not right.
Miss Moss, start raising holy Cain. There's something terribly wrong.
I know
there.
It's not me. I live here alone by myself, and I can't afford this. I can't.
No.
Moss moved into a rental home last June and said she didn't have any issues until she noticed the high power bill. I didn't even put any Christmas decorations up. My power bill was $512.
No.
You know why? You know why your bill was $512? Because you hate Jesus. That's why. If you had put some Christmas decorations up,
right.
That's the problem.
Miss Ross, you go get this checked out. Something is wrong, and you should not be paying anywhere near this.
I can tell you exactly what the problem is. I will bet you dollars to donuts that she has a problem with her heat pump. Okay?
Maybe.
Now, the heat pump problem does this. There's this something called emergency heat, which is essentially a space heater. It is strips that heat up until they glow, and it sends that heat throughout the house. That is when it gets so cold, the heat pump can no longer actually service the house. And so the emergency heat will come on. It happens, really, it should only happen a couple of times any winter. But if there's a problem with your heat pump, the emergency heat comes on almost immediately. I had this problem several years ago, and I was in a rental house. I didn't know there was a problem with the heat pump. And one month, my electric bill was like $812.
And
I
you
was
went,
like,
oh my gosh.
what the hell? And then I thought, wait a minute. I haven't heard the heat pump come on in quite some time. Contacted the landlord. I said, something's going on here. He called Brown Heating and Cooling. They come out and they were like, oh, yeah, it's one small relay. We've seen this problem before. They fixed it. Landlord split the power bill with me, which was nice of him. He didn't have to do that. But, yeah, he said, I'll pick up half of it. So I paid the other $400, and it was nice. And the next month, we were back down to a normal power bill because that space heater system that they have with the, hot coils and that is expensive as hell.
Oh, shit.
That thing going on will absolutely kill your budget. I guarantee you, if they look, they're going to find out that her heat pump is broken. It's been broken for a couple of months now. That's why it went to $512 and then to $850. And once she gets that taken care of, it's going to be done. There you go.
Let's hope so.
Helpful hint for you kids at home.
Let's hope that if that is what the issue is. But, again, this poor woman lives in Birmingham's West End.
Mm-hmm.
And to see that you have a power bill that's $200, I can't imagine, what she's paying in rent, which probably isn't that much.
Mm-hmm.
But still, when you talk about a power bill that's $1,000, somebody's got to pay it. I mean, you can argue it all day long, but if it's a problem with whatever's going on in your home with your heating unit,
Mm-hmm.
then it's on you. So you kind of wish that there was like some type of an alarm that would go off to go, hey, you need to get this fixed right away so you don't end up with a $500 or $1,000 power bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. That's terrible.
She said that somebody came by and took a look at her doors and windows and her heating unit and has not gotten back to her in terms of whatever may be the problem. I'm telling you, this is a problem. This is
or an error or some kind of error with Alabama Power, but that usually
you'd have to have two errors in a row to go from 200 to 5
that's a lot.
something to 8 something.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You'd have to have two pretty big errors in a row. I don't believe a drafty door or window. And by the way, December wasn't terrible. December wasn't that cold.
Yeah, I'll tell you another place, and I noticed it over the weekend. The outlets. Like your plug outlet, if you got to, you're going to plug something in,
Mm-hmm.
those little outlets, if you put your hand up against them on a really cold day like yesterday or this morning,
Mm-hmm.
I've got several there. Air is just blowing through that thing. And I'm like, oh, well, I need to resolve that.
Air is blowing through your outlets.
It's coming into the house. Cold air is coming into the house from outside through the plug. And I'm like, oh, this is not good.
How in the world is that happening?
I got no idea, but it's happening in multiple plugs. So I'm like,
lack of insulation in the area.
I need a little insulation in all of those.
Yeah,
not good.
For the most part, generally you have insulation in the walls between the studs.
There may not. Something's so. Yeah, my bill may be kind of high.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So I've got a couple of things I got to work on.
All right. Valerie Vining's got a GoFundMe. You need to go
No.
look it up.
No
See what you can do.
GoFundMe.
I have no idea what my power bill is this month. It'll show up today or tomorrow. It usually does about now. But, I'm in that phase now because I don't have the billing. I don't have the even billing thing. I like it that way. The gas bill was $200 and change. And the power bill will be low.
Good.
And then in the summer it reverses, and the gas bill is $36, and the power bill is $300 and change.
When you finally get that $30 gas bill,
then
you're
there's
like,
2 months. There's 2 months in the spring, and there's 2 months in the fall where they're both very, very low.
Isn't that nice?
And that is when Richie goes gambling.
Yeah, well, that's
I
when
just take the money down to
the
Biloxi and
power
throw it
company
away.
and the gas company go, oh, we'll see you in a couple of months.
Let's fix that.
I thought that was skee ball.
Yeah, skee ball. I love skee ball. Sometimes I gamble on skee ball. Not me playing, of course. That would be wrong.
Not you?
I gamble on professional skee ball. Yeah, I do prop bets on it.
Prop?
Yep. You didn't know you could do that? FanDuel has everything.
You got time for that, really?
I don't have. I have neither time nor money.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No,
Ain't nobody got time for that. 7 o'clock, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk 99.5.com.